Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel NCRT series. Today we are starting with a new chapter, that is chapter 6, Kingdoms, Kings and an Early Republic. So we shall see how did men become rulers in the past. So men became as rajas by performing big sacrifices. And the Ashwamedha or the horse sacrifice was one such ritual. In this case, what happens? A horse was left loose to wander freely and it was guarded by the Raja's men. So, if the horse wandered in the kingdoms of other Rajas and they stopped it, they had to fight with that Raja. If they allowed the horse to pass, it meant that they accepted that the Raja who wanted to perform the sacrifice was stronger than them. Priests divided the people into four groups that is called as Varnas. And first Varna is Brahmin, second Varnas were Kshatriyas, third Varna was Vaishyas, and the fourth Varna was Shudras. So we shall see about Brahmins. Brahmins, they were expected to study the Vedas, perform sacrifices and receive gifts. And Kshatriyas, they were expected to fight battles and protect people. Vaishyas, they were expected to be farmers, herders and traders. So both the Kshatriyas and the Vaishyas could perform sacrifice. Fourth Varna was Shudras. So they had to serve the other three groups and they could not perform any rituals. Women were also grouped with the Shudras. Both women and Shudras were not allowed to study the Vedas. Next we shall see about Janapadas. So the Rajas who performed these big sacrifices were now recognized as being Rajas of Janapadas. And the word Janapada literally means the land where the Jana set its foot and settled down. And even archaeologists, they have found a number of settlements of these Janapadas like Hastinapur near Meerut, Purana Kila in Delhi, Atanjikera near Itha. So they found that people during those days in Janapadas, they used to live in herds and kept cattle as well. So they reared animals and they also grew crops like, rice, wheat, barley, pulses, crops like this. And even they made pots. So one special type of pottery found at these sites that is known as the painted graveware. Next we'll see about Mahajanapadas. So about 2500 years ago, some Janapadas became more important than others and they were known as Mahajanapadas. These Mahajanapadas, they had a capital city. So many of these capital cities were fortified. So this means that huge walls of wood, brick or stone were built around them. I'll show you the image of that. Yeah. See, you could see here, this is the fortification wall at Kaushambi. This is a picture of remains of wall made up of brick found near the present day Allahabad. Next, taxes. So, see, I said you these Mahajanapadas, they were building huge forts. They were maintaining big armies. So, they need resources. So, what they did, they started collecting regular taxes. So, there was a tax on crops and this tax was most important because farmers were supposed to give 1 by 6 or sixth of what they produced. And this was known as bhaga or share. And there were taxes on craftsperson as well. This could be like in the form of a labor, like a weaver or a smith may have to work for a day every month for that king. So this is how this craftsperson used to pay tax to the kingdom. Next, herders were also expected to pay taxes in the form of animal and animal produce. Then there were also taxes on goods that were brought and sold through trade. And hunters and gatherers also had to provide forest produce to the Raja. You could see the map. This shows the imported Janapadas and Mahajanapadas cities. So next. One second. Yeah. Changes in agriculture. So there were two major changes in agriculture around this time. First one was the use of iron plowshares. So what changed this use of iron plowshares brought is that because of iron plowshares, now the clay soil could be turned over better than the wooden plowshare. So by that, more grain could be produced. So it is one of the main advantage. So second one is people began transplanting. So what is transplanting? See, first what people used to do, they used to scatter the seed randomly on the ground and those seed used to sprout. But now what they'll do, they'll separately grow the sampling on a separate ground, then plants that sampling in a field. So this led to increased production as many more plants survived. But still, this was a very hard work to do for slave men, for women, for landless agriculture. This was like a back-breaking work. Next, next we shall see about Magadha. Magadha became the most important Mahajanapada in about 200 years ago, and many rivers such as Ganga and San flowed through the Magadha. And these rivers are very important because they allowed because of transport system. Another one was for water supplies, for making the land fertile, and even Magadha as a forest. So elephants used to live in those forests. So now they could capture and train those elephants for army. Magadha had two very powerful rulers. One is Bimbisara, another one is Ajatasattu. So, and Mahapadmananda was another important ruler. So, this Bimbisara and Ajatasattu tried all the possible ways to conquer Janapadas, and Mahapadmananda was another important ruler, and he extended his control up to the northwest part of subcontinent. Then Rajagriha in Bihar was the capital of Magadha. Later, the capital shifted to the Pataliputra. In bracket, I have written about Alexander. So, there is a story. So, what happened? More than 2300 years ago, a ruler, his name was Alexander, he lived in Macedonia in Europe. And he wanted to conquer the entire world, but he could not. But he could conquer some part of Egypt and West Asia. So, at the time when he came to Indian subcontinent, reaching up to the banks of Bees, and when he wanted to march further eastward, his soldiers refused to come with him because they were scared of the Indian rulers, because they had heard that India had a very vast armies of foot soldiers, chariots and elephants. Next. So Vajji. Vaishali is the capital of Vajji. It was under a different form of government that is known as Gana or Sangha. In Gana or Sangha, there were not one but many rulers. Sometimes even thousands of men ruled together. Each one was known as Raja. If they had to take any decisions, all of them used to sit, discuss, and take the decisions. So the rule was like this in Vajji. And both the Buddha and Mahavira belong to the Ganas or Sangha. And Rajas of powerful kingdoms tried to conquer these Sanghas, but later, around 1500 years ago, last of the Ganas or Sanghas, they were conquered by the Gupta rulers. So yeah, this was all about this chapter, and all these notes are available in my Instagram ID UPSC Zone. Please do follow it, link in the description. Thank you for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe my channel NCERT series, and do press the bell icon to get the notification as soon as I upload any of the videos. Thank you so much.